My wife, Evelyn, and I got married 2 years ago. We met as coworkers in our 30s, and from the very beginning, she had always dreamed of starting a family. So, after we tied the knot, she decided to become a housewife. Evelyn flourished in her new role. She managed our home with dedication, and I felt incredibly fortunate. We shared the same dreams of having children, but as 2 years passed, we made no real progress towards starting a family. At first, I wasn't too worried. I figured we could enjoy more time together before stepping into parenthood, so I never pressed the issue. One evening, my colleagues invited me to a last-minute office celebration. I called Evelyn to let her know, apologizing for the sudden change of plans. She was understanding and even told me she'd have a warm meal ready if I got hungry later. Her kindness reminded me of how lucky I was to have her. After the party, I took the usual route home from the train station. The streets were quiet, and I was lost in thought when I saw something that made my heart sink. Evelyn, on the other side of the street, walking hand in hand with another man. They were laughing, looking far too comfortable with each other. I quickly ducked into the shadows of a nearby bus stop, trying to process what I had just seen. Looking back, the signs had been there. Her sudden curiosity about my work schedule, the way she spent more time on her phone, the moments when she seemed distant. Whenever I asked about it, she would just brush me off, claiming she was playing games. But seeing her with that man made everything click. I wanted to confront her, but doubt crept in. What if I had misunderstood? What if I was wrong? So I decided to gather more evidence. A few days later, I got my chance. Evelyn left her phone on the table while she went for a bath. My gut told me something was wrong, and despite knowing it was an invasion of privacy, I couldn't ignore my instincts. I unlocked her phone and scrolled through her messages. What I found shattered me. She hadn't even bothered to delete anything. The messages between her and her lover were explicit, their selfies filled with smiles and intimacy. What hurt the most was that they had been planning a 1-year anniversary trip, a luxurious spa getaway scheduled for the following week. I took screenshots of everything as evidence and carefully placed her phone back where I found it. That night, I couldn't sleep. My mind raced with thoughts of betrayal. 2 days later, Evelyn casually mentioned she'd be going on a short vacation with her university friend, Amelia. I already knew the truth. This was the spa trip she had planned with her lover. I played along, pretending to believe her. Inside, though, I was seething. That day, I made a decision. I hired a private investigator. The day of Evelyn's trip arrived. She left early, her excitement evident. I had secretly taken the day off work, planning to distract myself with video games. A few hours later, I received a message from her. "Good morning. I made it safely. It's so nice to see Amelia again." I clenched my jaw. The lies continued. But I played along, responding lightly, and even joking about expecting a souvenir. The next morning, she messaged me again. "Hey, are you eating properly? By the way, my credit card isn't working. Can you transfer me some money?" I had already blocked her card. It was time to confront her. "You can't use your card because I blocked it," I replied. "I won't send you money. Ask the person you're with." Her response came fast. "What are you saying? I'm with Amelia. I can't just borrow money from her. Why would you block the card? Did you max it out?" I laughed at the absurdity of it all. Before we got married, we had lunch with Amelia. I even exchanged numbers with her. This morning, I called her to wish her a fun trip with you. Guess what? She has no idea what I'm talking about.
Silence.
Then she stammered. I came here alone. I didn't want you to worry, so I lied." Her words were empty. I was done. "I figured it all out on my own," I said, my voice resolute. Without waiting for her reply, I ended the call, grabbed the suitcase I had packed earlier, and walked out of our home, leaving everything behind. That evening, I met with the private investigator. He handed me a file with damning evidence, photos, texts, proof of their meetings. I thanked him and left, feeling both relief and dread. Hours later, my phone rang. Evelyn's panicked voice filled my ears. "Daniel, where are you? I got home, and your stuff is gone. What's with these divorce papers?" I kept my voice calm. "I've moved out. Please sign the divorce papers and send them to my parents' house. I won't be seeing you again." At first, she acted confused, then furious. She accused me of blindsiding her, of being unfair. Then she tried a different tactic. "Do you think I wouldn't find out about your affair?" I scoffed. "Stop lying, Evelyn. I saw you two together. That made me check your phone. I know everything." The line was silent before she spoke, her voice weaker. You told my parents?"
"Yes."
"They apologized to me for what you did. You should apologize to them, too." She had no more excuses. "We should get divorced," I added. "If you're happier with him, I hope you find the happiness you're looking for." Weeks passed, and I started rebuilding my life. But Evelyn wasn't done. One evening, she called again, this time furious. "Because of you, his wife found out. She took the kids and left him. His whole family knows now." I felt no sympathy. "Now that his wife knows, maybe you two can finally be together." Her voice softened, almost pleading. "I wanted that, but now he says he can't get a divorce. He won't see me anymore. Why did this have to happen?" I shook my head at her selfishness. "He chose his family over you." She quickly changed her tone. "Daniel, I've said some hurtful things, but I miss you. Why don't we give it another try?" I let out a sigh.
"No."
"Just sign the divorce papers. My lawyer will handle everything from now on." Silence. Then I ended the call. I walked to the window of my new apartment, watching the city lights flicker. I had lost someone I once loved, but I had also gained something priceless, freedom from deceit. And that was something I would never take for granted again.